I'm going to mute us.
Okay.
Tammy.
I'm just going to go ahead and mute everybody if I can.
Okay, I'll mute
How
myself.
to do that.
I did have a quick question.
Oh, sure. What's up?
So when I joined when it was like $29.
Yeah.
And I didn't get the full tester kit. And so how do I go about getting the full tester kit once?
We have a problem with testers right now. You can order them, but it's gonna be a little bit before you get them. That's the problem.
Okay, because I have the transition one on order, but
Yeah.
I don't have like that.
Okay. Kelly, you need to unmute yourself before you talk, sweet pea. Oh, you're not talking now. Okay. I'm an expert lip reader.
Doing was seeing if Brittany Workman could see lips.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. I got some recognition to do. You guys had an amazing July, and I'm super excited for you. I'm going to continue to let everybody in as I talk. But real quick, I want to recognize our directors because Kim Espinoza had 4 months of consistency being paid as a director. Tammy has had 4 months of consistency as being paid as a director. Jenny Ledoux just hit her 3-month consistency, so she's going to be getting leadership or SFR paid for next year, so that's super exciting. I wanted to recognize some people who hit 2,000 PRV in, what are you doing?
I'm just looking, who's reading the names.
Oh, okay.
I see Rosanna.
My husband is creeping, you guys.
I just saw Steph.
Yeah, yep, Steph's there too. 2,000 PRV or more in July. Alyssa Sutera, Emily Hancock, Roseanne Gebhardt, Tammy Pope, Kelsey Smith, Shannon Isle, Kayla Sturm, Angela Thompson, Kim Espinoza, Cassie Bosarge, and me. The top recruiters for our entire group of over 750 people were Kelsey Smith, Alyssa Sutera, and Cassie Collada, who all had 3 brand new consultants added to our family. So that's super exciting too. Few shout outs for leadership promotions. I'm going to shout out Star Consultants because I'll tell you what, Star Consultant is a very hard promotion to reach. You have to have 2 active frontline, 500 PRV, personal sales, and 2,500 group wholesale volume. That's a lot of sales for a group. So I'm going to shout those people out who reached that promotion last month. And they are Jamie Creswell, Jennifer Warren. I think that's it for Star Consultant promotions. So that's a pretty big deal. And I'm super duper proud of you guys. And I just wanted to shout you out publicly because that is amazing. So, a little bit about our guest tonight. Andrew is a downline director to my bestie, Rachel Pence, and he is amazing, and he does the most creative subscription boxes. Last year, I remember him doing these really cool, they looked like witches' brooms. I hope he talks about that again tonight. Perfect for like, if you had Hocus Pocus fans, loved that. But very creative. His sales are great. His customers are happy. And I know you guys are really excited to hear from him. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself, and you can chat, Andrew. We'll let you, I'll ask to unmute you, and then I'll
All right,
mute
I think
myself.
I'm good. Everybody can hear me good? Yep, okay. So first of all, thanks for having me here. I'm really excited to talk to all of you guys. So like she said, my name is Andrew Sester. I'm going to give you a little bit of background on me. I'm from London, Kentucky. I am from a very, very small town, actually a small county. Our county as a whole has 1 stoplight. So I had to drive an hour to get to a McDonald's. It's ridiculous. Whenever I first started Cincy, we were oversaturated. And that's just me being very blunt about it. We were completely oversaturated, which is what took me so long to join, because I didn't want to join in because I didn't feel like there was a need for me. Once I joined in, and I was in it for about 4 months, I started seeing that I kind of plateaued, I guess, everyone had already kind of had their consultants, and I had to come up with a way to be very unique in my area. So I came up with my scent crates, which I know that scent crates is not something that I personally came up with, but I thought that I came up with them until I Googled it. So like, just gonna go ahead and say that. But I did a lot of research, tons and tons of research, and I leaped with it, and I've now been doing it for basically 2 years, and it's something that I'm active at the beginning of every month. Most of the time, I already have my 500 PRV by the first of the month, just from my scent crates, and I ship them. I ship them everywhere. Like I said, I'm from Kentucky. I've shipped one to Washington before, so that Anna, that's where you're at. I've shipped one to Maine. I've shipped one to, and I ship one to California just about every month. So I kind of go everywhere with these. Like, they've really exploded for me. So first of all, like, that was my why. I needed a reason to increase my PRV because I kind of felt like I had plateaued, and I needed something to kind of give my personality into Scentsy, because I feel like that's something that a lot of us struggle with, especially newer consultants, is not being able to really pull our personality out in our businesses and be able to be, I guess, really authentic to us. So that's the scent crate was my kind of how I ventured out. So I asked some of you guys how you guys are working with your mystery bags, and if you all do subscription boxes before. And a lot of you all said that your hangups right now is because you either don't know what to put in them or you don't know how to get the word out. So those are really big things that that I took. I basically just made both of those explode, and here's how I've done that. So whenever I decided that I was going to start my scent crates, that was toward the beginning of the month. I kind of like led my customers up to it for about 2 weeks. So for 2 solid weeks, I was posting that I had a huge surprise for all of my customers. So I was posting this in my VIP group. I was posting this in my regular Facebook page. I mean, like, I was blowing this up. I was sending out emails just about every week that, hey, I'm going to go live on this date. We're going to have such great news, blah, 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 blah. You guys see what I'm saying? I made it just about as big as what I would make a catalog reveal, like, truthfully. And because I hyped that up, and because I made this seem like a bigger deal than truly what it was, my customers obviously was excited about it, and they all wanted to jump in. How I got them to jump in, though, was I guaranteed them that first month, and this is something that I still do, that they are going to get a product that they have never tried. Every scent crate, they're going to get a product they've never tried, and that's basically just the new scent of the month for that month. So every scent of the month is in the scent crate. So that's kind of like a tidbit there. So let's first start talking about how to create a scent crate and really what a scent crate is. Like I told you guys, it's a subscription box. And I know that some of you guys may be thinking, like, why even do this? Because we have the whiff box, which is excellent. But the thing is the whiff box is excellent for Scentsy, but it shows no reflection of your personality in there. Absolutely none. It is now you could, I've seen a couple of my downline would take the whiff box and kind of like throw some extra stuff in it and send it off. But now currently where it's just through Scentsy Club, we really don't have that capability. So here's what I do. Let me go back to my notes really quick to make sure I'm not skipping something. Okay. Let me back up just a few minutes. I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys like everything. So first thing that you all need to do is to figure out what kind of subscription box that you want to do. Step number one. And what I mean by that is, what is your price? Is it available to be shipped? Is it customer pickup only? Are you going to do porch pickup only? And I guess with all of that, you have to determine your customer base. So for me, I started off with only deliveries. That's all. I didn't want anyone to come to my house. I lived out in the sticks. No one's going to come to my house. So I had to do deliveries. And whenever I did these, like, I made these massive. Like, I started off way, way bigger than what I really should have, but it worked for me. So like, I would go to the Dollar Tree and I would add balloons. Like, I would go to the Dollar Tree, had 2 balloons per customer, and they were tied onto their boxes. So whenever they came home from work, they seen the balloons on their porch and a little box. It was the cutest thing ever. but that element of surprise is really what was able to get this on the ground. So talking about, going into the little box, I'm going to pull up the chat so that way I can see what you guys are saying too. So what I said in the earlier is as I kind of called this a mystery box, which is basically a mystery bag. A subscription box is basically a mystery bag. So all these principles that I'm talking about are things that you can refer back to with a regular old mystery bag. You can simply just post this on Facebook and be like, yo, I got mystery bags for sale. Who wants some? And then you're going to take these same principles and apply to. So the first thing that I said was we need to determine our price. We need to determine the kind of box that we're going to do, how these are going to be available to customers. So of course that needs to be, like I said, with your all's demographic and how that would work for you. So me personally, I do a $30 box every month. It has always been $30. I will never go off of that point, except for this month. I did go off that point this month because my sales had kind of decreased a little bit. I've had a little bit of a rough year with some health issues with some family members, and I had to go off of my crate for 1 month, and I lost momentum. So in order to get that back, I decreased my price, and I'm now back to my normal crate, which is my normal level of people. So the box that I use is this one. And I'm going to link all of this to you guys. So this is a cake box. This is nothing fancy. This is a cake box I got off Amazon. It is an 8x8. It just folds together, attaches right here. The lid pops down. And of course the sides go in. So it's just a cake box. And I shipped these, whenever I do ship these, I ship these priority mail, which is $12 for me to ship. I know some of you guys are thinking that's a little bit expensive, but I've not really had any kind of problems with it. So that is the box I use. And like I said, I'm going to link that down to you guys. And I bought 100% of my supplies on Amazon. So everything that I'm going to mention comes from Amazon, and I try my best to buy them in bulk. I first started off by going to the Dollar Tree and buying, the little shredded paper stuff. I would buy that from the Dollar Tree. I would buy everything that I have from the Dollar Tree. But even though the Dollar Tree is $1, it's cheap. It's so much cheaper to buy it in bulk off of Amazon. So if you're going to do this, or if you do a lot of mystery boxes, it's a lot better to invest a little bit up front to go ahead and get those large quantities. So that way that's going to last you a little bit longer. So when it comes to these boxes, every month there is kind of 3 things that you have to think about. What is your theme? So me personally, I do a theme. Like this month is going to be a family fall carnival themed. And question, is that $30 plus the shipping? Yes. So $30 plus shipping and taxes. So I charge my customer taxes that Cincy charges us, and then an additional shipping charge. Yeah. So, however, let me also state this, that even though I have a big box, like this is big, there's a lot of consultants that do smaller boxes, and you could easily do a smaller box and then ship it a lot cheaper too. So that's really kind of depending upon you guys, and you can really just kind of like get on Amazon, look through the boxes, see what fits for you, and then determine from there what you want to do. There's boxes called Scotty stuffers. So Scotty, like the name Scotty stuffers, that are excellent too. But here's the thing with mine, I wanted to be able for the customer to be able to open this, and literally whenever they open it, I want it to be like a huge, just like boom, here it is. Because with me, I have a really big personality. I wanted these to be very explosive. So I wanted these to come back to me. Like whenever they seen this, I want them to know that, Drew really did do this. Drew put all of his effort into this, which is why I chose that box. But of course, that's something that you guys can pick too. So I hope that I answered that. So like I said, we got to pick a theme every month. And I know that may sound a little scary to you guys. So I'm doing a fall carnival theme. This is my first one for August. You guys could use that. You could just do a happy fall, y'all. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything. It doesn't have to be anything spectacular for your first one. But There's a group on Facebook called Scented Subscriptions. Scented Subscriptions. And that is an excellent group to go and get ideas from. I actually think it's Scented Subscriptions, formerly known as Whiffbox in the name. Go there. You're going to get all kinds of info. All these other consultants that do these upload all of their ideas, and it's like it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I just got asked, so I planned mine out a couple months ahead of time. I'm going to suggest you to do that, but no, I don't do that. We should do that. I should do that, but I don't do that. I'm kind of a last minute kind of person, as awful as I hate to admit that. That's just me. So I'll wait last minute, and then I'm like, okay, here it is. Who wants it? And then that's just how it works for me. I always upload my theme. I try my best to upload my theme on the 25th of every month. I request payment on by the first of every month. So that way, on the actual first of the month, I can place that order and get all of those products in, and that's how I get active at the beginning of the month. So that's the way that I do that also. So I do not actually have a box that I can show you guys, unfortunately. And that's just because I have a box over here that I can show you guys kind of an idea of what it would look like, but it's not a full to the max box that I would normally do. So let me grab it, and this would kind of give you guys an idea of, kind of give you an idea of what it looks like when it's done. So, like I told you guys, this is my box. I put a bow on it, which you don't have to put a bow. Listen, I'm bougie. I'm super bougie. So, like, you don't have to do all this extra stuff, okay? This is just me. I put a bow on it, and normally I do a really, really big bow. If I'm delivering it, if I'm hand delivering it, like this bow like looks like it came from a florist, and it's just a big old thing. But this twine works too, okay? Then on top of this and I printed this off. This is one that I did not make this design. I stole this design from somebody else. And it's Tired as a Mother, May 2020 scent crate. And it says down here, a quarantine survival kit. So I just printed this off and I stick this on the top. Typically what I would do is if this is like Steph's, for instance, Steph's name would be on this, and she would know that this is her personal box. This is nobody else's box. Like, I try to make these as personal to the person as I possibly can. So as you open it, I just ripped my box. That just happened. Okay, then I cover everything up. Typically right here is where I would put a piece of paper that I print off that kind of flows with my theme, so my colors for that theme or whatever it is that I'm doing, and I explain everything that's in their box. So I would say, okay, you have this, and at the bottom, it's my generic quotes that I use. It's like, thank you very much for supporting my scent crate or my Scentsy business with your scent crate. I hope that you love it. I also offer a $5 off for anyone that they refer that purchases a scent crate one time. So it's not a continual $5 off for that same person. It's per person, their first, how can I say that? Per person, the first time that they order, they get $5 off of their crates, okay? And that's just $5 out of my own pocket, and I'm willing to do that because I know that as soon as someone gets this crate, they're not gonna stop getting the crate. Like, I try to make them that great. So there's also confetti in here. I'm a huge confetti person. I don't know if you all know Rachel Pence, which is Anna's friend, my SSD. Like, we have confetti everywhere. It's just became a nature for me. So open this up, and then I have more. So I kind of made a wrap out of the tissue paper. So everything gets just like thrown in here as neatly as possible. Like I said, in this one, it's not as bougie as what I would typically make it. This is one that I threw together for SFR the day that I left for my SFR event, because that's when my director hit me with hey, I need you to make this. So it's not like super, super fabulous, but it's okay. So samples of Johnny Appleseed all-purpose cleaner. The way that I make the samples is just a really, really cheap sponge. I spray it on here and I wrap it in. It's in this little baggie, and that's it. And I have sold a crap ton just from this. The thing with sampling in here is I go way, 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 way overboard with samples. So even though my products is only $30, the amount of samples they get is probably way, way too much. But here's the thing with sampling is sampling intentionally and sampling the products that your customers do not typically buy. I knew that my customers were not buying Johnny Appleseed, or I'm sorry, the all-purpose cleaner. And Johnny Appleseed's my favorite scent, so I have blown this out of the water, and this is all that I sample now. And I started off with this crate. So if you are lacking purchasing from any like a cleaning category, whether that's or I'm sorry, the laundry category, whether that's whiffs, the detergent, any of that, I would make samples for that, and I would stick these in here first. So that way people can try them, and once they try, they buy, right? It always happens that way. So other things that I have in here. Always, always, always the scent of the month, or I'm sorry, the scent and warmer of the month flyer. And this is the same one that I would send everybody else. It has my sample attached to it in there. It's just the basic one that I would send any other customer. This one has a scent circle. So there's no, I feel really bad because there's not like the oomph that I normally have in these. So I'm really sorry that you guys are not seeing that, but you guys are seeing the products. So a scent circle, a bar, which is the Be Fabulous bar. So this was a May scent crate. So the Be Fabulous was a scent of the month for May. That's in there. Another bar, sample from Scentsy. So that way I don't have to make it, just buy it because time is precious and you don't always have the time to make all the samples. And my whiffs. So I do my whiffs in the same baggies. I can link these baggies to you guys too. They're super cheap on Amazon. So it just says Amazon Rain Wash Your Whiffs with my info and a little directions. And then there is a Vanilla Bean hand lotion in there and a Scentsy soap I threw up in here. I mean, you can throw a lot of stuff in these. So here's a soap and then just some fun shred at the bottom. Here's typically what I would do. And this is why I'm saying the umph that I'm talking about that I don't have in this one is if I put this pineapple coconut vanilla soak in here, there's a reason that it's in here because it matches my theme. So I would print off another sheet of paper, the reasoning that it's on here or some kind of cute quote or some kind of cute something and attach it to this. So whenever they see it, they know specifically why I chose this item. And then the exact same thing with every single thing that goes in here. Because I want them to know that I did not, like this one, just throw it together. I want them to know that everything was handpicked for this crate, for this theme. So a question that I get asked a lot is it a true subscription box? Meaning, is this a box that they have to subscribe to for 6 months or for a year? And no. So this is a month-to-month ordeal. If they, I post a theme, if they don't want it that month, they can pass, no big deal. Once you do these for quite a while, you'll start getting those customers that's just like, I'm going to want this for the rest of my life. Just go ahead and guarantee me in. But then you got those customers that kind of bounce around with your themes. So also notate that. But I will post some pictures for you guys of some of the ones that I've personally done, some of the ones that other Scentsy consultants have done that I'm talking about with like attaching things to your products, not altering the packaging of the products or not altering the products themselves, but just adding a little extra to the product so that way they know, hey, this was intentional and this was something that was hand chosen for this specific crate. Every crate that I do for that month is the exact same. I don't want any of my customers thinking that I handpicked something for them because here's the deal. I've learned this through regular mystery bags that whenever you start getting into some handpicking stuff, whenever you start getting into you saying, I designed this bag specifically for you and they hate something in there, they're not afraid to tell you that they don't like something. And then you feel obligated because you handpicked everything to go in and change some stuff. Like, well, I'll trade out that bar with something else I have on hand or whatever. But if they know that this is a curated box. This is something that comes the way that it is, and it's a true mystery box. Most of the time, they're more okay with it if there's something in there that they typically would not purchase themselves or a scent that they do not like. But generally, after they use their product, they really realize that it's not that bad. Usually is the response I get. I actually kind of like it. And then maybe 2 months later, they'll buy it, So last thing I want to say about these is I took some notes, but I didn't really make a lot of notes because it's more of a visual thing, is that whenever I put in this order, I consider this a party. I consider my scent crates a party. In my workstation, I have scent crates as a contact. So I actually type in scent crates, and then I'll submit that in as I submit it in as one contact. So just because of in my mind, it keeps it smooth and easy, But I always try to book these in sets of 3. Okay, so if I only have 5 for that month, I will kick my butt to get that 6th person, because I do all of this in bundles. I try my best to do them in bundles, so that saves a little bit of money. Because when you're talking about like mystery bags and like the scent crates, every dollar truly does count. Did you spend $1 here? Did you spend it there, etc.? So, and also I use the perpetual party reward and the half offs for my customers too. So I don't skip out on those and keep those for myself. Like I said, adding value to this box. My customers pay $30 for this box, and I guarantee them to have $35 worth of product. I try my best to push it more closer to that $40 range, so that way they know that there's actual value here. And then on that list that I was explaining to you guys of whenever they first open it, and it has like a list of all the things there, I tell them how much each thing is that's in here that is like in the catalog, the actual retail price. Also, something that I like to do, and something that I did on my first crate, and I did it without realizing that I was really doing it. I did an apple barrel themed crate. So I filled it full of all the apple stuff, like maple apple bourbon, which is like my absolute favorite. All the other apple scents. I went to Hobby Lobby. I grabbed an extra little, a little scarecrow thing. It was like $1.50. They were half off. I threw that in there. That's also something else that I don't have here, is I try to add other things, either from the Dollar Tree, from Hobby Lobby, somewhere else, wherever you can buy these little, you'll just run across it. Little extra things to go in here that they can keep longer than they can keep the products that's in here. So like I actually had a customer the other day from that first scent crate that I made, that was the apple barrel one, the little scarecrow that I had in there. She posted a picture of all her fall decor, and she tagged me in it because she had the little scarecrow thing on her mantle. So that is an instant, that's always a reminder for her as soon as she sees that of Drew and his scent crates. Just a little side note there, but I lost my train of thought. Where was I at? Where was I going? I was going somewhere. I was going there. We were going.
No, but I love that idea of putting something in there that they can for you. Yeah.
And that's something that comes out of my pocket. So that's not something that I make them pay for, because their customers should only pay for the products. In my opinion, this is the way that I do things. I do not make them pay for those little extras, but those extras are really, really what make a difference. I mean, like I've done things like dishcloths. I did a squeeze the day themed of the cleaning products whenever we had those, like the LTO that just came out. And I found at Marshall's these squeeze the day hand towels, and I bought every one of them that they had. And those all went into my customers' crates. And I got so many pictures back from people tagging me saying, I put this on my stove, or I'm using this here, I'm using this here. It's about adding value and adding a little sentimental touch. Oh, what I was going to talk about, what I was going to say. Okay. My apple barrel, I just came to me. I did this without realizing that I did this. On my first one, whenever I explained all of the extras that are all the things that were in their crate and all the extras that was in there, on the flip side of that document, I put my grandma's recipe for her baked apple pie. Okay, and so this was about 2 months after my grandmother had passed, and I was super, super close to her, and So I put that recipe in there, and people still talk about how great that recipe is. Because it's like, I mean, she was 97 when she passed. So these are like back in the old day, you know, like how they cooked, and like no one cooks like that anymore. Um, so since then, I add a recipe to every single one of my scent crates. So my customers know that they're going to get a recipe that's going to be similar to their theme. Like this month's my theme is the fall carnival. Their recipe is how to candy pecans and how to make that at home. And I always try to do a kid-friendly recipe or something they can also do with their kids. I've done stuff like how to make. I do bark boxes, and I think Anna posted that one of my bark boxes, which was just the doggy stuff. How to make homemade dog treats, like adding that extra value on top of all this other Scentsy stuff is how these really stand out and how you connect with these customers. And once one person tells somebody tells somebody else, like I told you guys, like I ship one of these to California every month. I'm not Facebook friends with her. I don't know what she looks like. She just knows me by my scent crates. Like she randomly sends me like $42 on my PayPal every month and just expects it to go there. I don't even know what her name is, you know, to be very, very honest. And because it continues to grow. So that's it. I think that's all I got. I hope that I explained everything well, and I explained everything. If does anyone have any questions, like hit me with all of them. Hit me with everything.
I'm going to go ahead and unmute everyone so that way, if anybody wants to be unmuted, because I don't think I can unmute, but
Someone just asked me if I have ever done a Just Kids box, and I haven't. And that sounds like something I have no idea what I would be doing, to be very honest with you. I don't have kids. Like I'm an only child too. I have no nieces or nephews. I would not even know where to begin. Like I guess I'd throw some crayons in there. I don't know. So if someone does that, make sure you let me know because I would love to see it. So yeah, anybody have any questions?
go ahead. If you have anything, I know you guys all hesitate in case somebody else wants to start talking first. Roseanne?
Hi, Andrew.
Hello.
Hey, I was wondering, okay, you showed your boxes and they seem kind of thin. So if you're mailing those boxes out, are they going into a different, stronger box, or does that box go into a box and then you're mailing it?
Okay, so my boxes go into a priority shipping box. It is the medium priority ship boxes. Yeah. If you get the Scotty stuffers, like what I was mentioning earlier, a lot of people mail those in the Scotty stuffers, and you don't have to have that extra. But kind of me talking to other people who do these crates, just kind of like a fair warning. When your customer gets this crate, you don't want the outside, which is supposed to be your pretty side, to be filled with labels. So I would recommend putting them in a separate box. And so that way, whenever they open it, all the ugly's gone, and it's just like the actual pretty part. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
You're welcome.
So would you be willing to share some of your graphics to the group that you use?
Most definitely. Yeah, I'll share those with you guys. Don't mind at all.
Okay, so you're collecting payment first and then you're ordering everything, right?
Correct. Yeah, I do all. Yeah. So I did start off with just ordering the stuff. No one should ever do that. No, I do not recommend that for anybody except like your mom, like truly. So, but no, yeah, I try my best to collect the payment starting on the 25th is when I advertise it to my customers. When I'm off my schedule right now, but if I'm on my normal schedule, I offer it to everyone on the 25th. And I accept payment up until the 30th or the 31st. I place the order on the 1st. If they miss that 31st deadline, it's just tough luck. I've already placed the order on the 1st.
Is there a pay app that you prefer?
I prefer PayPal or Facebook Pay. I think we all prefer cash because that's like the easiest. But in order to like reach out to a lot of people like I do with these, PayPal's the way that I go.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I have a question
Okay, shoot.
real quick. I missed
Shoot.
part of it because my computer was being crazy, but What is the best price point that you have found? Do you change from month to month based on what you're putting in it, or do you try to always aim for the same exact amount?
Okay, I'm going to answer this a few different ways. Me personally, I try to always shoot for $30.
Okay.
Like I told them that like I missed a month. I had some like family health problems and I missed a month. I had to cancel them. And whenever I came back for this month, I realized that I wasn't selling any, like compared to what I normally do. So I lowered my price to 20, even though that means they're not going to get as great of or as much product. I'm going to have to like fill that full with samples and all like the rest of the stuff. I always try to stay at a regular price. You want to be predictable with that, so that way your customers always know, boom, it's $30. Because think of this kind of like any other subscription boxes, like Etsy boxes, right? Aren't those the same every month?
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's always the same. So kind of keep that in mind. But now I have a downline who offers 2 different sizes every month. She offers a $50 and a $25. She has, you could do that. Me speaking with her like on a regular about these, I feel like I feel like it's more successful to stick to one. Because whenever you start trying to build 2, it gets a little overwhelming. I mean, like whenever you're building these take a little bit of space, you know, like having to, like my living room and kitchen is like trashed whenever I'm done, you know, and I couldn't imagine having to do 2 different price points and trying to do like different financials and all that kind of stuff. I would just stick to the one. Yeah.
So I imagine you're keeping a list of who is getting what, so you don't duplicate anything, correct?
Correct. I'm not as fancy and I don't have Google Forms or anything like that. I just do like old school. I have a pen and paper, and whenever they send me their money, they go down on my list. And I keep a specific notebook for my sent crates only. So I reference back to each month. If someone's not ordered a crate in 2 or 3 months, I'll reach out to them and be like, "Yo, what's up?" Not in that tone, but I'll be very nice and be like, "Is there anything that I can help you with? Would you like one of my crates? Here's my theme." It's just that follow-up system, and going forward with that too, or moving a little bit further past that, I have not seen a decrease in normal purchases from my customers from the crates. I know a lot of people get scared that their customers are no longer going to buy that 6-pack of wax for $30 and they're only going to buy the crates. But I've really seen that they continue with their normal purchasing habits along with the crates too, because the crates is just like a little extra bonus. And also, like, I do a lot of crates too for extra people. So I'm about to post, I've not posted it yet, but I'm about to post a teacher appreciation gift your crate to a teacher, or gift your crate to someone in blue, or, you know, whatever I decide to do. But think of the possibilities of Christmas time specifically. Hey, you know, you can gift this box to somebody and it's going to show up at their doorstep. Like, the possibilities are really, really endless with this.
Are your boxes big enough to send out a mini warmer? They
are big enough for a mini warmer, but it takes up a lot of space. So an all-purpose cleaner I cannot do in these boxes. So going back to boxes, really, while I'm thinking about this, for my Halloween one that I done a while back, Anna had talked about how I done a broom. So, and I only done this for my local customers. So I took a brown sandwich bag. You all know what I'm talking about? Just like the basic brown bags. I put all the products in there, and then I put another one over top of it, so it was double layered. But I had cut the outside layer to where it looked like a broom, and I pushed it down. I went out in my yard and grabbed a stick, stuck it in the top, and put a zip tie around it, and like some string, and it looked like a witch's broom. So
okay, not to
no.
cut you off, I didn't realize that was you. Anna shared that awesome idea with me, and she was like, "Look at what one of my friends did," and I was like, "Do you think you would care if I did that?" She's like, "No, I didn't know you then." I did that, and they were the only surprise bags that I've ever sold, and they were amazing. So like,
Thank
huge
you.
shout out to you for that because they were like
Yeah.
genius and they
Yeah.
were really fun to put together. Like me and my little guy went out and like broke sticks and legitimately like put these things together. People were all over them. So
Right.
anyway, just
Did I
want to
show
say thanks.
did I show the contents of that bag? I don't know if I did or not. Do you remember,
Mhm.
Anna? So I had taken a body wash and I wrapped it with gauze that I got from the Dollar Tree and I put googly eyes on it and it was a mummy. Like I did all kinds of really, really cute stuff with that. Basically, how I done that is there was someone on my Facebook page had posted like little crafts that they done with their kids, and I just stole all their ideas and then turned them into Scentsy things. To be really honest, like I just jacked that idea from them. But I will go through and I'll post to you guys all the contents if I can find those pictures, all the contents of everything I've done from that, so you guys can do that moving forward. I want to do a Nightmare Before Christmas one next month. So whenever I do that, I will share with you guys too, or I'll share with Anna and let her share with you guys. Yeah, so the pictures of the broom, it was super cute. It was cute. Yeah, I was very proud of myself for that one. And the broom idea came from Pinterest. Like that didn't come from my mind as much as I would like to think it did. It came from Pinterest. Yeah. So any other questions?
I have a question.
Shoot. Okay.
When you do the referrals, if somebody gives you like 4 referrals in 1 month, do you do like $20 off of their box, or is it $5 off for the next 4 months, or how do you do that?
Me personally, I would take it off of that month.
Okay.
That's just the way that I do.
So long.
Right. That's just the way that I do that because I'm going to forget if we continue. And the really big kicker with that is whenever that customer orders, they have to tell me that they were referred by this person.
Right.
I won't fish for that information. And I will not take that information from the current customer. It's got to be from the new customer coming in.
Copy that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're
I'm
welcome.
so excited to try my hand at this again. I briefly did it last fall, and things just got crazy with doing fundraisers and the usual things that we do in the fall, and I just gave it up. And it wasn't because it wasn't successful and that people didn't want them, because they do. But I love like all the little touches that you do with yours. I know that I definitely wasn't going that far with them, but I'd love to delve back into that. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. And you don't have to go. You don't have to go as bougie as I do to make these successful. You
But
really,
that's what
really
makes it so special and
It
fun.
does.
I mean, really.
It does.
So-
And like I'd said, like these principles, if you don't want to do a crate and you don't want to commit to a month-to-month thing, just offer this as a one-time thing, kind of like as like a trial run. Offer this as a mystery bag and see how it goes for you and your customers, but build up that anticipation. Don't just post it and just wait for people to buy it, because they're not going to buy it. You've got to go out there and let your customers know what you're doing. Send emails from your workstation to every single person in your contact list. Message or post it on your VIP group and start tagging people. Start posting that you got something really great, like I said earlier, coming down the line, and then say I'm going to do a live on Thursday to explain what I'm doing. Build up that anticipation and talk about it every single day. When you're excited, your customers are excited. And if you just post a graphic and you say like, here you go, buy it, it's not going to work. They're not going to do it. So be excited, let them know it's authentic to you. And the really, really big thing is they get a new product every single time that they purchase it, just from that cent of the month. That's huge. When they think that they can get something brand new that they've never tried, which is true, they really get something they've never tried. Make sure that you're letting your customers know that, and that's a huge, huge selling point, especially for your people who are like really, really admin or really, really great customers who are aware of all the things happening in Cincy Land. When they hear new product, then their eyes are going to light up. Okay, so I think I've went like forever long. I'm really sorry. I'm long-winded.
No, I'm so glad, because I was like, I hope that he has a lot of content and you are like all the good stuff, like for reals. Looks like somebody's asking a question, Aubrey. How will you manage the new product now that we aren't getting all the bars in the scent and warmer of the month kit? It's a good question.
I don't know. I don't know yet. I'll let y'all know. Probably what I will do, really, is I'll probably melt them. I personally hate wax molds, or like wax samples that made out of molds, just because it takes too much time. Even though they're super bougie and you'd think I would love that, I hate it. So I will probably reference back to those, and I will give them a very good amount of those in that scent, because I don't know what else that we would do. And of course, I'd probably tie a little thing onto it and say this is a temporary fix for a dilemma happening in Cincyland. And your customers are understanding. They know we're not perfect. They'll be cool with it.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for giving us so much of your time tonight
You're
and all of your
welcome.
ideas. I
You're
know
welcome.
that my family is very excited about giving this a shot. So thank you so much. And thank you to everybody for sitting in with us tonight. I am going to do a drawing for a winner. So if you are here, I need you to comment here at the end. And that way I can keep track of who is here by the end of the video. So give us a comment in the chat here. And then I will say goodnight to everybody. Thank you for staying up too, Andrew. I know it's so late for you and Vanessa over there on the East Coast. So we love you and
It's
we
okay.
appreciate you.
It's okay. I am going to hop off here, though. And if you guys do this, I want to see. So add me on Facebook. I want to see, or message me, all the things that you do. If you have any questions, message me, let me know. Get on that group, like I said. They have all kinds of great info. Or run it through Anna, and she can message me if you don't want to message me directly. Okay?
All right. Share your pictures. Share your
Sharing
pictures.
pictures. That's important. Sharing is caring. Okay?
All
All the
right.
ideas.
Good night, Andrew. Love you.
guys.
Bye.
Love you all. Bye.
Is he not the cutest thing ever?
Yeah, totally.
I love him.
It's
I
so
love
fun.
him. Okay, I'm going to stop
Oh,
the
yeah.
recording.
Energy.